we're wrapping up on session here in the next, week or so.
Right.
And so I just wanted to check in with Representative Dennis Powers and kind of ask you a couple questions. What do you think your biggest achievement, or what are some of your favorite things that have happened so far in the 2025 session?
Well, we've had a lot of good things happen. We've had a lot of things regarding immigration, and that we're going to be working, that one of the bills that we did like during special session that will help our local governments work with the federal government to help move people out of our state that are here illegally and cooperate with us when they do that. So that was one big achievement during that time. Another one was I know a lot of my conservative friends may not agree with me, but the Education Freedom Scholarship Act, a lot of people that are going to a school that may not be right for them, or maybe a failing school, was going to help them to go to a school that will benefit them and be more tailored toward them. We had about 20,000 scholarships statewide that we're going to be offering. And what we found out, I just found this out yesterday, that about 400,000 people had already applied, which is amazing. So there is a need out there for it, and there's a desire for a lot of people to change and to go to another school that's for them. So we're looking forward to that, and hopefully to expand that in the future. The other thing that we worked with is the tuition. This is still a work in progress, but a lot of people that are here illegally, we are going to, one of the bills that we have now is to go ahead and let them have an education, because constitutionally we do have to, but we can also charge them, because we just don't think it's right for someone to come into our country and immediately start benefiting. We've paid taxes, and we've paid for state and property taxes all our life, and for somebody to come here and start doing our education, as long as they want to pay their tuition, they would be allowed to go to school. We've had to hire so many other teachers because of that. Our schools are being overcrowded, and we have the ESL, English as second language teachers. So that's what we're trying to do. We want people to come here, but we want people to come here legally. And if they've not come here legally, then we think that they ought to help pay for their own education.
And that bill, I believe you're talking about House Bill 793.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So that was placed behind the budget. Do you think it'll come back out?
Oh, I didn't know. I hadn't heard about that, and
Okay.
That's a great question. I guess it depends on how much the note was. I don't know. A lot of times they say, well, you're going to lose all this federal funding, but I think Trump is going to take care of that federal funding issue through the Department of Education when they do away with it, because they should not hold that over our head, what we're doing at the state level. There's nothing in the federal Constitution about education anyway. That's why we don't need a Department of Education, that we should be doing all that at the state level. But that's probably where that's coming from. They'll say we'll lose all this federal funding, and that's not true. I don't think it will be after we pass the federal budget and he does away with that. But we had a problem with child abuse. It was a Class A misdemeanor. We've changed it to a Class E felony, and it should be. There's people that abuse their children or abuse other children in their families. They need to be punished for that. We've reduced a lot of the Chinese influence, a lot of the products and things like that have come in, and made foreign countries like China, if they have any kind of land here, they have to register with the Department of Agriculture. We've also stopped the sale of any land like that to foreign countries that might be on the list of foreign countries that we do not want to affiliate with. And I think Trump has come out with that. There's about 7 or 8 of those. So we have a no sanctuary bills that passed. I tried to pass this years ago, and they said there are no sanctuary cities in the state of Tennessee. And I said, yes, this is a preventive measure. And I didn't get it through, but they got it through this year. So we want to make sure that there are no sanctuary cities. And another thing that was very positive was the hurricane relief funding. We've got a lot of counties that were is completely decimated, and we're going to have some funding to help all those, because most of those areas that they lived in don't have flood insurance, in those particular areas, and we have a lot of problems with that. So those are some positive things I think we've done this session.
And do you have any disappointments, anything you were kind of bummed about this year?
Well, we have a few. We have some constitutional amendments I think that would have been good. One was regarding the right to keep and bear arms and preventing. Right now, our Constitution, we allow the state government to do a lot of the regulation, and we were trying to remove a lot of that and make it more go back to the original Constitution and what the U.S. Constitution is, rather than us regulating all those. That did not pass. So, and that's one of those things that take a few years. You have to be on 2 general assemblies and get on the ballot, but we hated to see that fail. Another one was kind of a right to life type thing. We had a constitutional amendment going to define what life was from conception to their death, and define it that way rather than some of the ways that other people have defined it. And so we were trying to save children by doing that. Another thing was the forced vaccine that we've seen happen before. Some companies and governments or whatever have done that, and still we wanted to do away with that and say, hey, put it in the Constitution. You cannot force anyone to take a vaccine, and you can't use that against them. I mean, it's still being done, and we were trying to eliminate that. So those were a few things that I really hated to see fall through the crack, and maybe we can bring those back next year.
I have some feeling that they will be brought back next year, given the passion of the sponsors.
I do too, yes. I think that they are. I don't think those are things that we're not going to forget, and hopefully we'll get enough. Those type of things have to have a 2/3 vote, so they really have to get a lot of people on board to get those passed. But they were all good constitutional amendments.
And is there anything that you personally are going to be bringing next year that you might be able to clue us in on? Anything you're thinking already?
Oh, gosh.
Got the wheels turning yet, or no?
Well, and to be honest with you, next year, no. A lot of it, so much of it that we're looking at maybe for the following year. Of course, right now we're just trying to wrap up this one and everything. I chair a committee, and I'm on 5 others, so it's really drinking out of a water hose right now, or fire hose, I should say. But next year, a lot of it will depend on what the federal government does too, whether or not that we'll have to come back. Hopefully they're going to take care of some of the problems that we have to deal with. And if not, we'll have to come back and address those next year, with education, immigration, some things like that. And I think that Trump and the budget and everything is really going to work out a lot of the problems that we have to deal with. And we're big believers in the 10th Amendment that the states should be doing all this stuff that the federal government has taken over. And some of the things that we do may end up in the Supreme Court, and that's good because we want them to look at it and say, hey, the states need to be doing this. It's a 10th Amendment issue, and so we'll be looking at that too and find out what the court rules on some of the things that we're doing.
And as we kind of close out here, is there anything that you want to say to our conservative readers?
Well, just thank you. I'm proud to be a conservative. I've won several awards through the American Conservative Union for conservative achievement, and I always try to get on that good list of them where you get. There's 2 different categories. You get over 80% of the vote, and one of them you get over 90%, and I've been in both categories every year since I've been here. So it's just an honor to get to do it. We want to make Tennessee, we're ranked one of the best states in the country for everything, for taxes and regulations, and we want to keep it that way. And we want people to come here, but we want them to come here with the mindset of, hey, we want to join you, and we're coming here because we like what's going on in Tennessee, and we want to continue that.